My name is David Nitkin. I'm the president of EthicScan. It's a company that engages in research in corporate social responsibility, provides educational resources for companies and individuals and investors that want to behave responsibly, and then does consulting work for a variety of clients. The consulting work is in the area of doing the right thing corporately, whether that involves ethics codes, whether it involves environmental audits, whether it involves social audits, or whether it involves understanding major risks to the enterprise, such as climate change.
Great, thank you. And what is the principal message you would like to convey to companies today relating to climate change?
Well, today I don't have a message for those companies. At the end of 6 months' time of serious work, largely on the part of two very keen PhD students, we're hoping that we will be able to summarize in a fairly exhaustive fashion how it is that companies answer some basic questions. So now I've got nothing to report. 6 months down the road, whatever the literature says about how companies organize their understanding of climate change, how they assess the risks on alternative strategies, how they generate those different strategies, and whether or not those strategies appear to be successful in the short term, those are the kinds of research answers that we hope to provide to the business community. In addition to which, we hope to have educational resources that the academic community will be able to use in terms of teaching the future leaders of businesses and governments tomorrow.
Excellent. Thank you. What do you believe are the greatest challenges or risks for companies in the next 5 to 20 years? Do you have any perception of that?
Personally, and I'm not speaking on behalf of the team or the research network on business sustainability, I think the major challenge is the failure of governments internationally. I think that we have a serious problem in that companies are having to lead without the kinds of price mechanisms or the kinds of serious attention to climate change from government leaders that we had reason to expect. I don't think here in Canada we have had an energy strategy since C.D. Howe in terms of political commitment, and I think it's a very serious problem because we're being asked to address very serious problems which will impact Canadians probably far more than any other country, and we don't have a strategy on how to deal with this. And if that means relying upon certain entrepreneurial companies to provide leadership, that may not be enough. In the current uncertainty environmentally and economically, we need more leadership from government. In the absence of that, the private sector will have an opportunity to be able to lead, but the question is, do we have confidence in the private sector being able to lead in ways that will result in us being a competitive economy and society? And that one is a serious and open question.
That leads a little bit into the next question, which is, could you offer suggestions for opportunities for companies in the next decades as well?
Well, it's pretty presumptive
Yes.
to do that for all companies across a great variety of sectors. All I can do is say that my students and I are going to look at all the literature, come to an assessment of which companies are succeeding and failing in terms of their adaptation, and be able to say these are the sectors which seem to have their act together in a better fashion, in a more opportunistic fashion, in a more entrepreneurial fashion, and then leave it to companies to self-select whether they want to be a leader or a follower. For some companies, the issue of leadership has never been there and probably will not be there. For others that may very well lead us into a sustainable future, there is great opportunity, and we're hoping that this systematic literature review will help understand those issues.
Excellent. So is there a final message you would like to leave with us regarding adapting to climate change in general for the general community and for these different sectors?
I think the general message would be what's critical is that there be a harmonious relationship between the research community, the people that are seriously studying this offline, that don't have to have an answer on a CEO's desk in the next hour about a policy change, marrying that wisdom and knowledge and intent together with the corporate decision makers. If we can get a better two-way communication between the research community and the applied business community, I think we may have much more informed and meaningful adaptation strategies, understanding what works and what doesn't, understanding why we've not had certain actions, and perhaps resulting in beneficial decision-making overall that makes us a stronger and more robust and richer community.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your time.